Good evening, everyone. I am Jaren Faye from St. Vincent de Paul, and let's talk about self worth. Chances are you've heard of the many self worths. There's self esteem, self compassion, self acceptance, self respect, and so on. There are so many words to describe how we feel about ourselves, how we think, and how we act toward ourselves. It's understandable if they all start to blend together for you. However, they are indeed different concepts with unique meanings, findings, and purposes. Self worth is defined by Merriam Webster as a feeling that you are a good person who deserves to be treated with respect. And it also states that self worth is at the core of our very selves. Our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are intimately tied into how we view our worthiness and value as a human beings. There are a lot of ways to see your worth, to know that you are really worth it. Self worth. Did you know that sometimes loving too much is bad? Because it limits you to be yourself, to be the person that you wanted to be. Sometimes your self worth will set aside and you always think for other people. Losing your worth, losing yourself is dangerous. You must not lose it. You must not lose yourself. You must not forget your worth. Every time we love one another, we forget ourselves. But loving one another in the right time and in God's want is worth it. But self worth is not all about having loved ones, having boyfriend or girlfriend, because a true sense of self worth can also be fostered by practicing self compassion. I have lots of saying, but I just want you to know that everything that will come into you and into your life is either a blessing or a lesson. Let's talk about your worth as a person. Do you have any? Absolutely yes. Everyone have their worth. It is just into an individual how they will flatten their worth. According to Dr. Lisa Firestone, self-worth should be less about measuring yourself based on external actions and more about valuing your inherent worth as a person. In other words, self-worth is about who you are and not about what you do, which means you don't really need other person's approval of what you will do or what you are doing. As long as you don't or doesn't degrade anyone or other people, and you are free to do what you really want to do. Seeing the worth of one person is not on how she walk, talk, dressed, or even how she react on other things. If it is what the real you. We shouldn't be rating ourselves. We should trust ourselves. That quote is also from Dr. Firestone. To that quotation, she is just simply saying that just be you. Even there is a lot of trials and everything, always be yourself. There is also one study at the University of Michigan in the United States found that college students who base their self-worth on external sources, including academic performance, appearance, and approval from others, reported more stress, anger, academic problems, and relationship conflicts. They also had higher levels of alcohol and drug use, as well as more symptoms of eating disorders. The same study found that students who base their self worth on external sources not only felt better, they also receive higher grades and were less likely to use drugs and alcohol or to develop eating disorders. There are really lots of negative outcome if we lose our self-esteem or self-worth. It is a dangerous that it can affect individual's behavior and also in how he or she interact with other people. Sometimes, people around us measure our worth by our appearance, what we know, what we can do, what we have, and what we achieve. But that mindset is insane. That is so wrong because we are all valuable. We deserve respect. Even the little things, the one that we can see in our eyes, they have worth and they have the value. Also the human or the individual, because we are God's creation. We are special in his eyes. Maybe people around you can see your worth. Maybe it is your friends, classmates, or even the one you are relationship with, and they are toxic. If you have those people in your life, the one that always degrade, insult, and pulls you down, leave them. You don't need them in your life. You need someone who will push everything in you, that believes in your ability, that you will be more happier on your success, and not who will envy on your achievements. The youth today is suffering about their worth as a person or worth as an individual. They are doubting themselves, but as a youth too, or as an individual too, we must encourage them as early as we can so that they won't do anything harm in themselves. We must ensure them and make them feel that they are valuable for who they are and not what they do. If you show a teenager nowadays that you love and appreciate her for exactly who and what she is, she will learn that it's okay to love herself for exactly who and what she is. If you demonstrate that she doesn't need to achieve anything to earn your love and respect, she will be much less likely to put unnecessary parameters on her own self-love and self-respect. Further, one way in which we gain healthy sense of self-worth is through early and frequent experiences of success. Successful experiences boost our sense of competency and mastery and make us feel just plain good about ourselves. According to Clark Jones, successful experiences also open the door for taking healthy risks and the success that often follows. Don't just fail. Don't just tell a teen that she is worthy and valuable. Help her believe it by giving her every opportunity to succeed. Just be sure that these opportunities are truly opportunities for her to succeed on her own. A helping hand is fine, but we need to figure out how to do some things on our own to build a healthy sense of self-worth. Therefore, I can conclude that we must relate or raise each other together and not to pull each other down. You don't need the approval of others for you to be accepted by the community. You just have to be yourself and live your life to the fullest. As long as you don't lose yourself, as long as you know your worth, and as long that you are feeling loved. That's all. Thank you.